roll tide. Fuck Tuscaloosa in every city that's close by. Bitch ass hillbilly redneck fans. Auburn almost caught y'all.
Yes. The Tiny Hat CEO has returned to the Renegade Roast. Shout out to everybody in the chat pulling up. Shout out to everybody on the timeline. Get your ass over to YouTube and get in the comments so that you can catch this work. And of course, shout out to my beautiful co-host, the FSU Harley Quinn, my girl Jen. We're just waiting on her to get some of her technical issues set from there. She should be with us shortly. But I do got the big dog, the producer extraordinaire himself. My boy G is out here. What's going on with you, G?
Man, a little bit of a surprise appearance, so I wasn't ready to go on the old camera where I'm at right now. But glad to come up here and try to hang with the roast a little bit. Get some of these jokes off about the Super Bowl and lawsuits and SEC fans and everything else you got on the hit list for tonight.
True, I hear that. Listen, G sound like he laying flat on his back. He ain't got no t-shirt on, and he got his nipples out underneath a ceiling fan right now. That's just real talk. Like,
my nipples got to be out, man.
Bro,
like
put a shirt on. Put a
giving
shirt
off
on.
water boy vibes.
Bro, put a shirt on when you talking to us. All right, don't need you to sit up straight because it don't make no damn sense for you to sound so laid back and relaxed. I just know you laying down. You laying on your belly and you got your feet in the air, don't you?
No, man, I'm sitting up. I'm at full attention, baby.
Yeah, whatever. That full attention, my ass. That's what she said. Anyway, all right, we're gonna go over some stuff. Not much in college football going on, but we did definitely have a big ass game that happened last night. Of course, everybody watched it. We watched the Super Bowl, and that was just a pure ass whooping, pure belt to ass that we saw out there. It didn't make no damn sense for the Eagles to do them boys dirty like that. But they definitely did run down on them boys from Kansas City. So before we jump into some of the details on that, how did you like the game? What was you doing when you was watching it out here?
Sorry, I was messaging our other co-host there real quick, but man, we talked about it on the show Friday, and Jim was adamant that Pat Mahomes is garbage, and not garbage, but pretty much he has no business being mentioned with a Brady or anything like that at this stage in his career. And I was like, damn, I mean, he's got, I think, 3 titles going for a 4th, a 3-peat. I mean, there's anybody that has kind of a conversation, but, I don't know if I remember a Brady Super Bowl like that. I know he got beat up in some, so maybe I'm misremembering some where he only, pretty much got shut out or got 1 touchdown. But, yeah, that was a tough look for the Chiefs. It was like it kind of reminded me of Florida State back in 2014 when, all these second half comebacks, just, whatever we got to do in the last, 10 minutes to win, they did it. And then all of a sudden against Oregon, the dam broke loose. You got turnovers. But the story of the game was obviously Pat Mahomes getting beat up, and it was Josh Sweat doing the majority of that, either being the first guy to get there, the second guy to get there, or just piling on. And he missed a couple big plays as well. I know that's one of the things on the hit list. It's pretty fucked up how the NFL did our boy. Like, he was the MVP of the game. He changed the game. Like, he was the one that did it, in my opinion.
Hell yeah, they did our boy dirty, and we're gonna jump right into that because of course they have the Super Bowl MVP and they gonna give it to the quarterback. They generally do that from time to time. But if there was ever a time that you were gonna give it to a player that wasn't a QB, it definitely should have been somebody along that D line because Josh Sweat was living in the backfield. He had Mahomes. He sacked Mahomes twice. What do you have? 2.5 sacks himself. And then not only did he have Mahomes on the ground, he was able to actually get pressure on Mahomes so much that Mahomes was seeing ghosts. He was back there dancing. We heard Tom Brady saying that Mahomes was back there tap dancing. It looked like Savion Garner back there, the way he was dancing, not seeing pressure before it was getting there.
But the interception that Pat threw was because Sweat pushed the damn deep left tackle into his lap and fucked the throw up. Like, that interception was on Sweat too. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Josh Sweat was. Listen, them boys abused them boys. Like, that Philly D line was like, "Nah, son, y'all soft out here. Oh, y'all soft," and they just ran right through that shit. It was like, yeah, y'all boys weak. Y'all are a whole bunch of furniture. and we a whole bunch of moving men, and we gonna come in here and get this shit up out the way. Them boys was in there throwing boxes like they was in a damn warehouse. Like they work for UPS out here. It was hilarious.
Boy, they didn't get to go to Taylor Swift once the whole game. They went to her one time just to do it. Oh, Kelsey, man, woo! The Gronk believers. That's one of those conversations. Kelsey and Gronk. I think Gronk. He took a step forward in that game.
Man, listen. If I'm a Chiefs fan, or if I'm in that front office, just tell Kelsey to go ahead and hang it up, bro. He couldn't get no separation. Old boy he couldn't get, the routes wasn't running properly. And then all season long, if you really watch the Chiefs, really the only time he did anything this season was after Mahomes would break contain and extend plays, and then he was able to run and find empty spaces in a defense, catch the ball, fall down. He didn't really do as well as he normally did. I think he is a step slower. I don't think he's getting off the line as quick. Like the man is getting old. So if I'm the Chiefs, there's a lot that they need to go out here and get for this team to step their game up. But I definitely am telling Travis Kelce, if you coming back, then we definitely need to start looking at another tight end or looking at another player to come in. Maybe he can help teach somebody how to do what he was doing and then go from there. But he definitely was one of the ones that was out there looking to step slow. But you can't even really tell whether or not the wide receivers was doing anything because Mahomes was getting knocked the hell out. Them boys were whooping Mahomes' ass. That looked like the 2023 FSU defense against Louisville in that ACC title game. Them boys were legitimately living back there. Josh Sweat looked like Jared Verse. Who was the other big boy that they had? Carter. He looked like Braden Fisk the way that they were back there going to work. It was a beautiful thing to see. And I think the last time we saw a defensive line go up and just dominate a game like that, I mean, you could say the Rams when they went out there and did work. With that D line that they put on the field. Or you can even go back to the Giants when they had O.C. Umenyiora and Michael Strahan and them boys when they ran down on Tom Brady and had him back there seeing ghosts dancing around. But that was a beautiful trench monster performance that we saw out of the Eagles defense. And that's before we get to the fact that even when Mahomes did have a chance to have some time, he had nobody open. Them DBs for Philly were all over them KC receivers. He didn't have time to throw the ball deep. We saw a couple of times he went to go look like he was going to sling it back there, but them boys had people double covered. We saw where he was looking downfield and saw nobody, and when he tried to roll out of the pocket, he got his ass buzzed. Y'all see Peter Shields said my Bucks versus that same KC in 2020. Yeah, the Bucks did the same thing. Them boys had Mahomes back there happy feeding it. The boy looked like a penguin singing Pharrell Williams because he was happy. The boy's back there getting his tap dance on. So that shit was terrible. But we ain't talking about the Eagles right now. This is the roast. We finna roast the Chiefs into the dirt because how the hell are you the Chiefs? You got somebody that's quarterbacking this team that's considered to be one of the greatest of all time. People trying to put him in the conversation with Elway, with Brady, Manning. They putting him up there, giving him all that high praise. And then he gets in that game, and in the first half, they have 23 yards of offense in the first half. 23 yards, right? And the team that they played against had 24 points. Like, come on, dog.
Is it just me or did his eyes look crazy? Looked like he might have been on one or something.
That boy was shook. He looked like a dude that ain't never get no ass before and a fine female. He was, you know who he was? He was old boy in what was it, American Pie? When Shorty walked in there, he was like, oh my God. And as soon as he put his hand on her body, that boy blew his load the entire time. That boy he was straight up pre-ejaculating out here. Get your shit together, Mahomes. He looked shook. He ain't know what the fuck you out there.
When he threw that pick six to Cooper DeJean, you knew it was over. Like,
bruh, listen, when you throwing picks and white DBs is taking it back to the house, you know the game over, dog. I ain't gonna say nothing bad about Cooper DeJean. That boy went out there and did work. You know, he made sure that all of our Caucasian brethren out here realize that they too can play on the defensive side of the ball, not just along the D line and not just at middle linebacker. Cooper DeJean is out here letting the world know that y'all can be speedy, y'all can catch the ball and go the other way as well. Y'all can cover somebody in space. That boy got a pick six in the Super Bowl, baby. True freshman.
How about old D Hop? Old D Hop's on the back end of his career, ain't he, man? He's after what he did to D'Angelo Hall when he's a rookie. He better be careful. Some DB might get his ass because man,
Man.
I didn't watch a ton of NFL this year, but like you said, Kelsey, it wasn't like he was breaking open, and Mahomes wasn't even getting him great balls either. You know what I mean? It's not like he was hitting him in the chest. He was having to dig down to his toes and stuff, which that's what you got to do. That's what Gronk has always done. That's what he did back in the day. But yeah, they just, besides the Worthy kid, and it's crazy. I forget who said it. One of the guys, I think Tom Brady said it on the thing. He was like, they need to just get it to Worthy in the quick game. And they did that a little bit, but then they went away from it. Like it just, it was crazy. It was kind of like, obviously not, it's a way higher level, but it was kind of like if you were a Chiefs fan, that's what it was like to be a FSU fan all year long.
Whew. You ain't never lied, because Patrick Mahomes' definitely new name is Pat Uyunglele. He was back there just dancing. He didn't know what the hell was going on. That boy was seeing ghosts. He was throwing it to the wrong people. When he was throwing the ball to wide open receivers, he was sailing that motherfucker. D Hop, they tried to blame it on him for the fact that he didn't catch that ball when he was wide open. But if you go back and look, that pass was not only too far in front of him, it was too far and it was low. D Hop couldn't do nothing with that. So I'm not going to sit here and hang that on Hopkins at all. Them receivers was out here running them routes as best they could, but them Eagles DBs was on that ass, and Mahomes could not get the pass to him. It wasn't like in 2020 though, because we saw Mahomes hitting his receivers square in the face. He was hitting them in the face mask, hitting them in the chest, and them receivers was just dropping the ball. This time, he couldn't even get it out there. He was out there throwing the ball in the dirt. He was sailing the ball over the top. He was throwing it too far ahead, behind people. He looked like a whole rookie out there. He looked like he was back at Texas Tech with Cliff Kingsbury calling plays, the way he was out here going. If anybody want to know why they ain't win no national title when he was at Texas Tech, that right there is what you saw, right? Because Andy Reid might as well change his name to Andy Kingsbury the way he was out here doing that, because I'd be damned if they didn't get that ass buzz. And then the thing that really got me about it was, I understand you got Mahomes, right? We understand that he's great. He can sling the rock, he can run the rock, etc. But what the hell are your running backs? They had three rushing attempts in the entire first half. 3 rushing attempts. Now, if I'm looking at that game, right, all the Eagles did was say, you know what? They're not going to run the ball, so we're going to drop everybody back. We'll live with anything underneath. He's not going to beat us over the top.
It's like Kansas City said, we're going to block your 4, and that's it. If we can't block your 4, we got no other options. We're not going to try to run it because just running the football, eventually makes them, safeties cheat up, et cetera, et cetera. They never did it. They just kept throwing it and throwing it and throwing it into a buzzsaw. It's it was just nowhere. They had no backup plan.
It went nowhere. And that's what really got me about it is, okay, you would think you got Andy Reid, you got Pat Mahomes, y'all boys, going for a 3-peat. You got to have some other idea of what you're going to get done if you're out here slinging a rock like this, or if you're in the Super Bowl.
That's one thing Brady would do. He would hand it off.
Right. Even when we would always say that
defense is giving me, I'll hand it off.
And the other thing that Brady would do is he's not going to look to try to hit everybody 15 yards downfield. Like, we didn't see Mahomes trying to hit them quick passes and let them cats run. We didn't see Mahomes hit people to the flats and let them take off as much as he should have, the way that this game was going. It just seemed like they had their game plan and they were stuck. And once that didn't work, they were just like, hey, I don't know what to tell you. We're just going to let this shit go. So I didn't like anything that I saw out of the Chiefs. And then the wildest stat that I think we saw in the game, that's a real indictment on the Chiefs, is the Eagles didn't blitz a single time all game. They didn't blitz a single time all game. And they were able to get 6 sacks, something like 16, 14 or 15 pressures on those dropbacks. And then when you look at it, the Chiefs get the ball back after the half, and you're like, all right, y'all didn't do much in the first half. Y'all got a chance to try to come back and do something. You're down 24-0 right now. Hopefully y'all can come out here, score a touchdown, and get some momentum on your side. Nope. They come out, what was it? Sack, and then a pass that went nowhere, punt. That's what you do coming out of the half. So you had a whole 30 minutes to figure out what the hell is going on, change up the game plan a little bit and go from there. And you come out and immediately give up 2 sacks and throw a pass that goes nowhere, and then you have to give the ball right back to the Eagles, who bust your ass. They bust your ass. That was a pure belt to ass moment that we saw right there out of the Eagles and the Chiefs, and the Chiefs. Y'all making my life hard. I said last week, I said last week when I was in the chat on your show, I would like to see a 3-peat. It's never been done. I would be happy if the Chiefs won. That would make me never mind. I like Andy Reid. I like that squad. But I'm not going to be mad if the Eagles win because I like Saquon. I definitely wanted to see the Giants fans melt the fuck down, which is what they were doing all day. They sorry asses was definitely out here angry because they let them boys go from there. Or they let Saquon go. But I was happy that the Eagles won. Jalen Hurts got his flowers after everybody said he couldn't do it. And we saw a lot of the players on that Eagles team do work. Most notably my boy Josh Sweat. Because the Knowles, we got our Knowles fingers everywhere, baby. We got our Knowles fingers everywhere. So, anything else that you saw from the game, specifically from the game that you liked?
Jameis doing his thing was hilarious. He got who was it? He got one of the receivers for Philadelphia to do an end zone dance that he choreographed, a little hip hop slide or whatever you want to call it. These days, electronic slide, chalk slide, whichever version you prefer. That was pretty funny. But no, just like you said, a big old ass whipping, and it was cool to see a Florida State player just be kind of dead center of it after the NFC playoffs was all about Jared Verse and Braden Fisk. Pretty damn cool. And it just goes to show why in playoffs you can't, go with the favorite and this guy, because it was all about the AFC playoffs. Nobody gave a shit about the NFC playoffs, and then what happens? Ass whooping. So take that, and you can put that to any, college football, anything you want to put it to. That's why they play the games. And perception is reality, but not necessarily in sports with balls. I mean, it's a meritocracy. You got there and play the damn game.
I mean,
I knew that'd make you careful.
Come on, bro. Why I gotta be sports with balls? Come on, dog. You gotta be better. I see Brad in the chat say he got benched in the national title game and got a Super Bowl MVP. Hell yeah. Yeah, and where's the guy who actually got him done dirty?
Yeah. He was on his way out of the league, it seems. Unfortunately.
He down there throwing up more Crip signs than Serena Williams was at halftime.
You wrong for that. You wrong for that.
Am I lying? I ain't lying. Shit, the dude who took his spot, the freshman that took his spot when he was in college, that boy out there walking it up, hitting that shit. Let's go.
Yeah, that was wild how he carried him to the, they bench him and then he carries him to the title and then
Hell yeah.
Cool for Jalen Hurts to be blossoming and playing his best football now and just to have took his time, and they had a plan for him, he didn't have to throw it 25, 30 times. And same thing for Josh Sweat. I guess that's one more thing from the game. Like, people don't know, he had a catastrophic knee injury his senior year. He was was going to be the number one recruit in the country, was still a super high recruit, even with the catastrophic knee injury. He was playing with a giant brace his whole time at FSU, wasn't even really half-assed right till, his draft year. And he's continued to get better and better. So, pretty cool for him to, reach peak form at whatever he's got to have been 8 years in the league now, something like that.
Right. No, and that's definitely good. But yeah, Jalen Hurts came out there and did work, and I think a lot of people giving him garbage about his passing ability. I mean, he does, throw some errant passes. He does throw interceptions from time to time, but for what they needed him to do in that game, he definitely stepped up and hit every shot he was supposed to. Took off running on the plays that he needed to. Definitely did what they were supposed to do there. And of course, he got pushed into the end zone with the ass grab push play that they got. I call that the jailhouse mash. That's what that is. It's just a whole bunch of dudes mashing each other around. You can't. They call it the brotherly shove or whatever the fuck they calling that shit. Nah, it's definitely a jailhouse ass pack, is what they got over there. So I'm happy
They
for
love
Jalen.
saying that shit, man. The brotherly shove. They kept saying that shit. And they'd be
Yeah,
like 6, he'd be like 3rd and 6. Are they gonna do the brotherly shove? Like, no, motherfucker, 3rd and 6.
Right. I see Fred Hall said Johnny Wilson got him a ring. You damn right he got a ring, because I damn should know my timeline and my mentions was blowing the fuck up when he dropped that fucking pass.
Yeah, I hate he missed his opportunity.
Man, listen, the boys was all, he looked like he back in Florida State. He out here dropping the ball. He dropping the ball. I'm like, y'all niggas some haters, bro. The hate in their hearts. They mad. You can't never see a former Florida State player do work. Let that brother get his shine on. That ball
You can't let intrusive thoughts come out on the timeline. You just got to keep that in your. I mean, we all thought it when we saw it, but you didn't have to fucking tweet it.
I ain't think it. I was like, yo,
You had to think it, man. You had to have had a flashback. But I don't know. I mean, he had drops, but we were still so dominant, in most games in 22 and 23. Like, it wasn't. His drops weren't like the drops we had this year. He would like make a crazy touchdown and then drop a screen or something,
Right. Or he'll make
that was it. That was the type of pass that he drops. I think it was some kind of screen or a little comeback right there. You know what I mean? Like, if he would have thrown him a fade, I guarantee he'd have lost somebody.
I'm telling you, he'll be double covered and snatch that bitch out the air, but then he'll be wide open by himself on that half of the field, and the ball will hit him in the hands and hit the ground. So that's why Landon Dickerson, another one for the note. Listen, we were all over this game. All right, we had Josh Sweat out there, Johnny Wilson out there, Landon Dickerson out there. Even though he don't like to claim us, we claiming his ass. You definitely, that's all nose all day, baby. I don't want to hear that. You put on that garnet and gold, you rock it with us. Even though he went to Bama and try to act like he was at Bama for 4 years. I don't want to hear that shit. All right, that's Florida State, born and bred right there. So fuck out of here. But I liked everything that I saw up there. Jalen Hurts, of course, got the MVP. Congratulations for that. They did do my boy Josh Sweat dirty. Josh Sweat was like a man-child back there, just doing absolute work, abusing that Chiefs O-line. And if I'm the Chiefs, I said the Chiefs need to go to the draft, and they only need to draft tackles and running backs. They don't need no receivers. They need to get a whole bunch of tackles and a whole bunch of running backs, and not even these little scat back ass motherfuckers they keep going to get. We don't need no Clyde Edwards-Helaire and the Pachecos and the Jamal Charleses and all that. Nah, you need to get you a big run between the tackles, heavy, knocking the nigga out, running back. Go get you a Derrick Henry type. Go get you a bruiser, an Adrian Peterson type. Somebody that's going to run between the tackles and take somebody's head off. That's what you need. They got to be able to spare Mahomes. Mahomes can't carry this thing by himself. We've seen him do it, but I mean, at a certain point, you got to be able to put some more pieces, especially in that backfield back there, to help him, do something a little bit better. I mean, Andy Reid is known for going away from the run. He did that when he was in Philly, and that's what got McNabb in trouble a lot when he was there. But I mean, damn. Peter, you said, wait, the tackle was from UF? Wait, hold on. That tackle from KC was from UF? Oh, hold on, dog. Hold on. Don't let me find out. Don't let me find out. Hold up. This is some great podcasting we doing here. Don't let me find out that the tackle that was getting his shit pushed in was from the haters. I will not. Oh, them boys will never be able to say nothing to me if I find out that was the case. What? Which one are you talking about? Was it their center?
The guard that moved out to tackle 70 something.
Who's that?
I'm guessing. Don't give me the line. I'm not.
Oh, you're right. DJ Humphries. Yo, he went to Florida.
Oh, that was DJ Humphries. Fuck. I know who DJ Humphries is. I didn't realize. Did they ever say his name?
Hey,
poor guy.
Was that DJ Humphries or was that Juwan Taylor?
Juwan Taylor. That's right.
Juwan Taylor.
I thought that's who they were talking about, but I wasn't sure.
Bruh,
they did say that name on the broadcast a bunch.
Oh hell nah. Oh boy. Ooh, they lucky I know this shit beforehand because god damn. Now I'm even more happy. Let's go. Josh Sweat out here repping for the squad and putting the rivals in the dirt. Oh hell yeah. You boys better not ever open their mouth and say nothing to me. We abusing their ass in the league? What? Oh hell yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's sit that Gator shit down. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Josh Sweat out here doing work, repping for the squad up there in the league, baby, putting Gators in the dirt. Yeah, we got that get back. Yeah, y'all thought y'all was hot shit trying to plant a flag on our shit, and our boys went up there and not only snatched your tackle chain, but he went up there and almost won an MVP on y'all ass in the biggest game of the year. Oh, a Gators fan can't say shit to me. Yeah, get your sorry asses up out of here.
Gator fans don't like talking about players once they go pro.
Nope.
The hit rate is a little different. They want to talk about DBU, and it's like, but they only want to talk about college stuff. It's like, it's pretty insane, the hit rate of Florida State DBs versus Florida DBs. It's like, I think there's like 6 or 7 FSU DBs that go above their best one, or maybe 10. Like, it's even just the last 10 years.
Yeah, the boys don't listen. They can't talk. They have 1 or 2 players and they want to brag about them, but nah, I ain't got time for them. Nobody give a damn about them boys. But speaking of Florida, the Florida Gators are in that godforsaken conference, and that's all I kept hearing during the game. Oh, SEC. You got Tennessee and Ole Miss fans, South Carolina fans running their mouths about how, oh, look at the SEC dominance on that Eagles defense. SEC dominance, SEC this, SEC that. And it's more the same shit. Like, y'all are all ass except for the Bama and the Georgia players. That's what it is. And it ain't no difference in this game, because when I looked at this game here in particular, they're bragging about all of the SEC players that are on the actual on the Eagles defense. It's a shocking. The team, Peter Burns on the timeline. Shocking.
They play in the Big 12, but they're fucking they're SEC guys. Oklahoma quarterback Jalen Hurts, fucking Texas wide receiver Xavier Worthy. It's like, whatever, dude.
Right. Best player on the field on that
12,
defense was an ACC defensive end. Like, come on. Peter Burns thought it was shocking. The team stacked with SEC players is dominating. Like, those weren't SEC players. It was just all Georgia players. That's what it was. All Bama players on the offensive side.
Well, the state of Florida, the state of Georgia, they say that, but it's really just the Southeast is what it is. And that's why Clemson and Florida State have representation and stuff. But I get it.
Right.
They're the Southeastern Conference. And then you got the Midwest and all that, the North,
Right. And of course, they want to run their mouths about how they're confident. Oh, if you get SEC players, you can get a title. But then when I'm looking at the actual stats on this, because right under that raggedy ass Peter Burns tweet, one of my peoples jumped on there and said Big 12 quarterback, Big 10 running back, ACC stud D lineman, with 2.5 sacks in the game. So as much as y'all want to brag about your raggedy ass conference, the best players that were on the field weren't even from your conference. Like, what are y'all bumping y'all gums for? And then you act like your team was the one that was doing this, or you act like your team. What are players from Ole Miss at? What are players from South Carolina at? What are players from Tennessee, Mississippi State, Arkansas? What are those players at? Or are we still sitting here doing the same bullshit y'all been doing for the last decade plus? Oh, because Alabama and Georgia are good and LSU is good, we all gonna claim victory. Well, them same teams and them same players was busting your ass while they was in college, and now you want to sit here and try to rep hard for them? Go shut all of that shit up, bro. I'm tired of these people.
Peter Burns. That's fucking ESPN. They're pushing an agenda. Like, if you're watching the Super Bowl and you're counting how many players are from which conference, like, come on, bro.
That's your boy right there.
Teams that have like 4 players from Eastern Illinois, like, you know what I mean? The NFL, like, okay, yeah, you've had the most players drafted until recently. Now the Big Ten's pretty much close. Like, okay, like, it's just a numbers thing. They're like, oh, well, we've got fucking 100 guys drafted. It's like, all right, but there's still 60 from the ACC. Like, and all the quarterbacks. How many fucking quarterbacks? Maybe now it's different. But for years and years and years, all the quarterbacks are from the ACC. there were shit quarterbacks from the SEC for a long time, and even like your Tebows and your Manziels, they didn't fucking translate. And I may be speaking out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure there's only a couple SEC quarterbacks that are that great. And Jalen Hurts again I guess Oklahoma technically is now, but
yeah, no, he an Oklahoma quarterback. We ain't gonna give them no props on that. Y'all can sit here and try to say, well, he claims Alabama. I don't give a damn. His mama called him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. He was at Oklahoma when he got drafted, so he an Oklahoma quarterback. We'll sit down with all of that. Brian May said, looks like Kansas City hired our ex-O-line coach. You ain't never lied, bro. That was an Alex Atkins ass offense if I've ever seen one. All right. That's exactly what they had out there on that field. The Chiefs organization, if I was a Chiefs fan, I would be pissed.
What's his name? Brian Kelly said, you can come over here, but you're going to coach tight ends, motherfucker. You ain't touching the O-line.
That boy said you ain't going.
You got one motherfucker to teach the block. You just get one person to block on each play, and we'll be good.
Right. Get your big ass over there on the corner. Like, go sit your ass over there. That's it. And you better teach him how to catch too. Teach him how to block, and all he need to do is run 5 yards, run 6 yards, and turn around. That's it. Like, I don't want you doing nothing with my O-line. We see what you did. Your ass ain't did a damn thing. So you sit that shit out of here. So that's hilarious. But of course, they out here bragging. I just can't believe LSU. This is why LSU ain't gonna win shit while Brian Kelly there. We already saw him leave the school that he left was in the damn national title game a couple of years after he got up out the paint. LSU, them boys
doing the same shit.
They already pissed. Get his ass up out of here. I see that shit on the timeline plenty. Them LSU people want that motherfucker gone. That's hilarious. That boy had Jalen. What was his name? Jaden Daniels. And they did nothing. Lost to Florida State twice. That man got a whole Heisman, and you ain't come nowhere near close to winning the title. Had a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback out there and couldn't do a damn thing with it. Lost to Florida State both games, at home and away. Both first games of the season. Oh, absolutely love it. But speaking of Florida State,
said they called him he's tight ends coach and run game coordinator, which is fucking hilarious. I guess they're getting ready for a bunch of counters at LSU this year.
The fucking run game coordinator. Like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. It's ridiculous. But speaking of Florida State, though, this is more up your alley. Bro, we spent $3 million on them lawyers?
Yeah, I was wondering. I was waiting for this rant. I don't want to get too much in the weeds. We talked about it a little bit the other day, but I was wondering what you looked at that had you so fired up. But it doesn't surprise me. I've heard that figure before, but you got to figure. I mean, 2 lawsuits, one in North Carolina, one in Florida, one that goes to appeals court. They've got a court date coming up next month in Leon County. I'm fine with the $3 million, but if they're just gonna it all depends on the settlement. Because with the ACC and ESPN extending, it all comes down to the lawsuits. And ask me any questions. It's tough.
$3 million.
A lot of billable hours, man.
Man, them motherfuckers better go find Saul Goodman and get his ass out here to go do something. Like, what the fuck? $3 million on them lawyers. This how I know I'm in the wrong game. I talk entirely too much shit. I should have been a lawyer. If I can bill somebody $3 million and all I can do is just get a whole bunch of paperwork sent over from one side to the other, I definitely am in the wrong line of work. Because what? Them boys was stacking them billable hours. God damn. I need an audit on this. Because that don't make no damn sense. 3 M's.
Yeah, there's a couple ways it could go. I mean, they could settle, and Florida State could get some concessions, get some things they want to get closer to the big guys or whatever. Or this thing could continue to drag out all the way to 2030 or whatever when they're actually going to get out. It's really hard to tell right now. You've got all these rumors about, apparently now with the real threats of the lawsuits and, ESPN. I think ESPN made it clear that Florida State and Clemson being a part of it was, that's the reason they're extending. If they're going to let us go, or if, yada, yada, they weren't going to extend it. So what happens? Are we really going to get the unequal revenue sharing? Like we talked about, we bring the 15%, so we should get 15% of the pie. I don't think we're going to get 15%, but I think, the word is that there's enough teams now that will vote for that, because they get it. Like we've talked about a million times, like Florida State and Clemson and North Carolina and even Miami to a certain extent, they bring value to the bottom 12 teams of the conference. That's ridiculous. And Miami and Clemson, of course, or Florida State and Clemson, of course, at the top of that. But
I was going to say, you bet not to
50
include
million for
Miami in
us and 100 million for Big Ten and the SEC, like that's never going to work. So I don't know what exactly they're doing to. I just wish you could be there and hear the conversations of these proposed, rumored deals that between Florida State and the ACC and everything else. We'll see.
I see you, Jason, say $3 million is a fraction of the money they'll make once they're out. I mean, that's if they leave. I mean, hell, if they get a bigger revenue split, they might just stay there and say, we'll take it. Easy schedule, do that X, Y, and Z. We're going to get a bigger piece of the pie. We can take this. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's the case. I still want to go to the Big Ten because I want to go run down on that bullshit up there at Purdue. I want to go whoop Indiana ass. I definitely want to go put the Pawls on Penn State. I'm sick of their bullshit. So I want to go to the Big Ten so we can just start running down on some of that bullshit up there. But if they're gonna be happy staying in this conference and just saying, all we got to do is win the conference, or only lose 1 or 2 games and we can still get in the playoff, but we get a bigger piece of the revenue pie, I can see them saying they want to stand pat. So I ain't gonna harp on it. I was just shocked when I saw $3 million. I was like, $3 million? Wasn't it? This shit only been going on for what, a year? Boys made 3 M's, or has it been 2 years? How long have they been going through this? Having these lawyers look at everything.
I think it's for the actual lawsuit. I think it's close to a year.
Right.
Maybe it was in like February or March. But yeah, I mean, you got. It's not like, when you think about a law firm, it's not like they went to one law firm and you get 2 people here, like you had to get like lawyers, North Carolina lawyers, Florida lawyers for the 2 different things, and then like appellate court lawyers, and I'm not sure the exact list, but it's a lot of hands on deck. The scary thing is just that you did all that and oh, we're just going to be good with it. Like you said, if we can get between like 10 to 15 million within the Big Ten and the SEC, that's one thing. If you can be close, but 30, 40 million dollars as it gets year after year. And the Big Ten's deal is up, I think, in 2031. Like they're going to renegotiate. And we've seen what inflation did the past 3 years. Like 2030, oh my gosh, it's going to be 200 million, and FSU is still going to be under contract because of the ACC. So there's got to be some things to change. Like if they completely concede and it's just as written on paper right now, then yeah, that's $3 million that's completely wasted, and holy shit. But I don't think that'll happen. I think it'll land somewhere in the middle. But the biggest shitty thing to me with ESPN extending is that
better.
It's like it makes it more like, oh, well, maybe we'll facilitate you to the SEC, not the Big Ten. So is FSU willing to go all the way down with the court case when they could make a deal with ESPN and get over to the SEC versus the Big Ten? Like, I want to be separated from ESPN. That's my biggest issue. Obviously, the ACC is like dead, but corrupt and all that. But ESPN's been shitting on us for so long. It's like you'd hate to. Yeah, I imagine how they treat us in the SEC. They probably jump on board, but that would really suck.
Right. I see Jason Hayes says, I'm married to a lawyer. Litigation is expensive. Well, listen, let me hold something in. All right, let me put my Cash App up here. Go ahead and just let me hold something real quick. I'll gladly pay you back.
Sponsor. We got a sponsor in the chat. Let us know. We'll get it up here. Hayes and Hayes, attorneys at law.
Tell her to let me hold something. And if I get in trouble, then I already know who to call. So you need to go ahead and drop that information in my DMs. Let me go ahead and holler at your wife so I can go ahead and get this set here.
Are you being sued for defamation from something you said on a podcast? Contact Jason Hayes and Hayes.
Ain't gonna be out here doing work. Let me go ahead and get that off you real quick. Let's say Hayes pays. I see. Hey, exactly. Go ahead and toss that up over here. And then, of course, we got to the halftime show last night. I'm seeing the timeline split on it. So before we jump into this shit, of course, Kendrick Lamar goes out there, does his thing. We were talking about it a little bit before the show, but how did you like the halftime show? Before I get into my spiel on this bullshit,
Yeah,
how did you
like
feel
we
about
said off the air, and you got some good points to bring up about what he possibly could done and some shows in the past. But for
it?
me, and I love rap, and I kind of enjoyed the performance, but I went with it. I went into it thinking, well, he's gonna rap these songs, especially Not Like Us. He's probably going to do that whole song. He's going to hit DNA Humble. Outside of pyrotechnics and bringing on the features from the songs, I think maybe that's something he could have done. Brought on more
Mhm.
people to sing the features of the song, and maybe hype it up a little bit. I thought it was one of the better rap performances I've heard. Like, he really sounded pretty close to the record. But yeah, I don't know the camera angles and the different dancers. I was a little surprised it was so many guys. He finally brought out 4 chicks at the end, but I wasn't as upset as other people were with it. Like, I thought it was pretty cool. I'm sure kids really enjoyed it. The younger generation that are super into, his new album and stuff like that. But yeah, I give it a C plus.
Hold on. So, G, you wanted to see more asses out there? That's what it is. You needed more. You needed more twerking.
I
That what
mean,
you needed
I'll
out
never
there?
forget being at church, the church gathering for the Super Bowl when Janet Jackson got her thing ripped out by Justin Timberlake. And I mean, that's an all time performance.
Wait, hold on,
Um,
hold on, hold on,
you
hold
got to
on,
have
dog.
some, he had zero risk of any type of wardrobe malfunction. I think that was probably the worst part of it.
Hold, hold,
There wasn't nothing hanging out there, boy.
hold on, dog. Hold on, dog. You was watching the Super Bowl at church.
It was the craziest shit. They don't even play the commercials because it's like beer commercials and stuff. But for whatever reason, they decided to play the halftime show. Yeah, in the youth center of the church, 300 people there with their parents and a bunch of kids, and on like a 80 fucking foot projector thing. Like her tip was like 3 feet tall.
And y'all all got to see her 40-year-old titty get plopped out like that.
When I tell
Wow.
you they unplugged that shit so quick, oh my gosh! Shout out Hickory Hammock Baptist Church.
Hey, I see. Hey, K-Dog said George is looking for scattered ass at church. You damn right. Like, what? Who the hell watching a
What are you
football
talking
party at
about?
church, bro? What you got going on over there?
Oh man, if you ain't flirting at church, what are you doing? I'm stopping now. Now we're getting into stuff.
Hey,
I'm
yo.
stopping.
Listen, I'm not gonna hate on you. I'm not gonna hate on you because you go to the club. Everybody know you go to the club or to the bar on Saturday night.
Hey,
All the freakiest ones be at church on Sunday. But I mean, what? I
around
see
here,
Andre said you
maybe
see the
it's
Super Bowl
different,
at church too.
where y'all are from, but like youth church on Wednesdays is like they just build skateboard ramps and fucking have, bands and fucking sell candy and cokes. They do whatever they can to get the kids to come to church. That was like the hangout, middle school, ninth grade years, shit like that. You-
Hell
You're
no,
hanging
we
out with a bunch of girls at church. I mean, it's not like you're going crazy, but those are memories, man.
hey, Jason said the real freaks in them pews. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. All right. Because I'll tell you this right now. You know they're a real freak when they go to church wearing that pencil skirt with the button down and they be tucked in. They're like, hey, hi, Miss Jackson. Hi, Sister Jones. How you doing? Yeah, that's why I learned how to. That's why I learned how them old players be doing it. That's how you be real subtle out there. Ooh, how you doing, pretty thing? You look so glorious this morning. Praise God. Just because you say praise God at the end, don't mean you ain't just say some wild, disrespectful ass, freaky shit, Deacon Jones. Like, get your shit together. So I ain't really gonna hate on you too much. But yeah. I mean, they had K Dot had a he had an okay performance. I myself personally looked at it. I said, all right. Hey Fred, what are you doing? Hanging out in the annex of the church, snatching women, getting your work in? Like, come on, dog. We not finna do this. This what we doing out here? Y'all boys is at church hollering at all these girls. Y'all supposed to be giving honor and praise out here. See, this is the problem right here. This is the problem right here. But we gonna keep going. Uh, K Dot definitely went out there and did work. He did a lot of the songs that I liked. I did want to see a lot of his older stuff. I definitely wanted to see more of the more upbeat songs. And that's what I think the biggest issue with it was is that a lot of the songs that he did, they weren't more of the hype, the anthem style. Like that's what you need. I know when he was out there when they did the whole, G-Funk joint with Dre and Snoop and all of them a few years ago. He came out there. He had a lot of energy out there. I do know that when we saw him at the Grammys a few times, he's got the whole crowd hyped, the whole stage is bumping, got the lights going, etc. That's what we wanted to see out of K Dot. He's got a lot of songs that have a lot of more upbeat, a more bounce, more tempo to it. And this one just seemed a little bit more relaxed. He was out there rapping his ass off. He was out there doing in real time, self-censoring a lot of the expletives that went along with it. And I like that. I like it. I thought he was out there rapping his ass off. I was having some sound issues when I was watching it. It sounded like his mic where he was actually rapping was a little bit lower than the actual music itself, but the music sounded good. He was out there doing work. In terms of the performance itself, I'm with you on that. I'm gonna give it middle of the road. It was mid. It was a C effort, CB effort. I'm not gonna really say anything bad about it. I did pick up on of course, the Twitter sleuths and the TikTok geniuses got to get out here and tell us every one of the little Easter eggs, every one of the little, did you catch this? Did you catch that? He had the Squid Games, the rich people looking at the poor people perform for him. The middle of it was a prison yard, and they had the whole prison yard out there. It had the red, white, and blue, and it was divided. And the way that he brought it together with the rap music, and he bringing all right, yeah, we get it. You got a lot of symbolism out there, but that's not what we're looking at the Super Bowl halftime show for. The Super Bowl halftime show is about a big ass party. It's a gigantic ass stadium concert. That's what it is. A lot of political symbolism. Yeah, Jason Hayes, I see you. It has Samuel L. Jackson out there as as Uncle Sam. He out there saying, what white America wants you to do. And he's going against it. And if you look at what Samuel L. Jackson was saying versus the songs and the lyrics and the songs that he was actually rapping after he was doing that, it falls in line. So I saw what he was doing. And of course, he did all of that stuff where he had, all of his symbolism and, doing it for hip hop culture and going to all of that. He did that in front of this current president with, again, we don't get into politics and everything, but with the way that the presidency saw this guy who's in office is, and then you have this conscious rapper going out there and doing what he did, there was a lot of symbolism that was in there. And that's where a lot of people liked it. I thought it was straight. I thought it was cool. But of course, my favorite part of the whole thing, of course, he goes out there and does the Not Like Us joint. I thought that was hilarious. The funniest thing in the world. I'm like, is he really going to do it? Is he really going to do it? And then, of course, he goes up there, and when he's walking, he just turns his head. See, Drake? And he has that giant smile on his face. It was absolutely hysterical. I mean, I was walking. He's like, hey, Drake. You could tell he was so happy to get that line off. And then kept going. And then had 70,000 plus people. 70,000 plus people saying A minor.
And he didn't, like you said, I didn't like how he had to, not say certain curse words. I hate it. That's just TV. That's what you have to do. I always hate when they have to edit themselves. But he didn't say podiatrist for lack of getting suspended off YouTube. But the whole crowd said it so loud that it came to his microphone. I know you could hear it at home.
Right. Hey, Jason, what's the symbolism?
Hammered that A minor too.
What was the symbolism with the lowercase a? I've seen this a couple of times, but
I knew it had to be something. I'm like, he's not from Atlanta,
right? But
I thought it might have something to do with Apple. I don't know.
Dude, we
A minor. It's A minor in music.
Oh, A minor. Oh, that's hilarious. But he definitely did the whole A minor, and we saw just heard 70,000 strong, and it wasn't just that 70. Worldwide, people are watching this, and every single person, including everybody who was at my house, all sang it at the same time and went right into it. They not like us. They not like us. It was fantastic. I thought that shit was hilarious.
I think that's what you were getting at too. Like all the stuff with the symbolism and for the diehard Kendrick fans, they got that. And it's like it was more of a Easter egg, a giant Easter egg wrapped around the they not like us moment instead of a moment for everybody with the they like, So yeah, you got 300 million people watching or whatever. Maybe I think that might be an old number, but it's like 300 million people might not have been in on the rest of it. But I think everybody was for the A minor part.
Yeah, and I definitely thought I thought that was a cool moment. Even though it's a wild, cool moment for 70,000 people and millions worldwide to be talking about somebody getting with underage people. So that was nuts. But for us to see that, I thought that was cool there. But then that got me to thinking, right? So we got Kendrick this year. Last year, who do we have? We had what, Rihanna? Was it Rihanna last year? Went up there and did her whole baby routine. I think that's who we had last year. And then of course the ever since Jay-Z's taken over, we've gotten a lot of hip hop. A lot of hip hop artists go up and do their thing. We had, of course, the G-Funk joint with Dre and Snoop, Eminem, the whole Dr. Dre aftermath, Family 50 Cent, etc. go up there. But then I thought, next year, because we had such backlash, I mean, you had such a divide. A lot of people liked it, a lot of people didn't. So in true NFL fashion, they're going to try to bring it back to the mean. So next year we probably gonna, or to the median. So we're probably gonna end up with like Taylor Swift or some country group. But I wanted to say, who do you think we gonna get to see? So I came up with my top 5 lists of acts that I want to see come up there after what we just saw with Kendrick Lamar. All right. We just had Kendrick Lamar, but these are my people. This is who I want to see perform at the Super Bowl halftime. And I just want to bounce this off. You tell me if I'm right, if I'm wrong. All right, G?
Got you.
All right. So here we go. So number 5. All right, number 5. Just let me go ahead and get a neo soul joint. Let me get a neo soul joint. Let me get D'Angelo. Let me get Jill Scott, The Roots, Common, Erykah Badu. Since we in our era where we need just a little groove. Kendrick Lamar was a little sullen with his, little low. Well, let's go ahead and go all the way. Let's make it groove, baby. I want to be able to be at a Super Bowl party, had a ladies stepping, dancing, right? We can get us a neo soul joint going. Again, might not be for everybody, but this is for me. So that's number 5. All right, nice little neo soul joint. I know you can sing some D'Angelo, right?
I respect it. I'll be down with it. I don't.
What you know about D'Angelo, man? You ain't gonna do no.
I don't. When it comes to country and rap, there's like certain artists into every song and stuff. But when it comes to rock, soul, R&B, for the most part, I know some names. Like I love my Bill Withers. I know some R. Kelly albums.
Bill Withers.
But we can't talk about that.
This is Bill Withers. A lovely day, Bill Withers, bro. Get your shit together. That was before I was born. Like, get your shit right. Anyway, number 4. All right, let me go ahead and get a 2000s alt rock joint. All right. So we've had a lot of hip hop, right? So we're gonna have to swing it back the other way. So let me go ahead and get 2000s alt rock. This is for you, G. I threw this right here on there for you. This is for you. All right. So I said early 2000s alt rock. So let's get some Corn on there. Let's get some Limp Bizkit up there. Some Puddle of Mud. I know that's your shit right there. Can you take it all away? Like, let's get some Puddle of Mud up there. Let's get some Chevelle. The red, it filters through. Right? Let's get some Fuel.
What about some Switchfoot? I was more on some Switchfoot. I had that album back in the day.
That ain't no damn alt
Maybe
rock.
some Incubus. Is Incubus still together?
All right, we could get some Incubus up there. Okay, I see.
That would be a dope show. There would be a lot of people that would be into that.
Right. And even if we wanted to go a little bit later, we can go with that, that pop frat rock. Get some Yellow Card up there, get some Fallout Boy up there, get some 3 Days Grace, some Breaking Benjamin. We're gonna have to swing it back the other way at some point so we can get some of them older bands up there because we don't have rock music no more. Somebody said, your Fred said shine down. Ain't nobody trying to stare down the barrel of a 45 while we watching the damn football game, bro. Come on, dog. Come on, bro. Everyone's point. Shine down was that shit, though. I ain't gonna hate on you. Shine down was that shit. But let's get that 2000s alt rock. So that's number 4. Number 3. All right, number 3. I want a hood South Florida joint. Hood South Florida acts. All right. Let me get some Ball Greasy. All right, next time y'all come and have a Super Bowl in Miami, let me get some Ball Greasy. Let me get some Iceberg, man. Let me get some Iceberg. Let me get some Trick Daddy. All right. Oh, you don't know now? All right, that's what I want. I don't know what this world's gonna bring. Come on, dog. But I know what. Yeah, let me get some Hood Miami. All right, let me get some Uncle Luke. Don't stop, pop that, pop that. Let me get some Uncle Luke out there. That way you can not only see your mamas, you can actually see who your mamas and your aunties really are. All right, we all saw the Freaknik. We saw the Freaknik documentary. Okay, your mamas and your aunties and some of y'all grandmamas, because y'all young enough for this right now. You gonna see who they really are. All right, when Trick come out there talking about some doo-doo brown, you gonna see who they really are. All right, you got brought into this world because your mama forehead was very well acquainted with the floor. All right, her knees and her elbows were best friends for years. All right, some big sweaty neck, strong nigga named Duran had your mama all the way up in the air, just yonking it on that motherfucker right there. All right, let me get
Hey,
a
dog.
Miami joint. All right, that's number
I don't
three.
know what level they're performing at, but that would make my middle school self happy.
Hey,
Boom, it's on.
I'm
Will
telling
Rock
you,
yo, boom,
listen, Yin Yang Twin. Listen, I'll tell you this right now. I'll tell you
boom,
this right
bitch
now.
was hurt.
The day they put Yin Yang Twins on the Super Bowl is the end of the world. All right, because when they get up there going, "We was on Soul Train screaming hair, on 106 in Park screaming hair." I'm telling you this right now. Yin Yang Twins at the Super Bowl would bring America together unlike any other thing. It would simultaneously bring us together and absolutely destroy us at the exact same time. I would pay
Uh,
great money to be sitting next to Roger Goodell when the Yin Yang Twins get up there saying "whistle while you twerk," and they have a whole bunch of girls up there shaking it and throwing it, shaking it like a salt shaker with Lil Jon coming out there with them too. What? What? Yo, yes, K Dog. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that. Hey, Adongbe, JT Money, man, sit your ass down somewhere. That man had one song. Man, get the hell out of here. We talking about the Super Bowl. All right, not on your personal playlist. The hell is wrong with you? All right, Jason said, where do you see my? Hey, let me whisper, little mama. Let me whisper in your ear. Tell you something that you might like to hear. I tell you this right now: the Yin Yang Twins at the Super Bowl is what we all need. All right, I might have to put them on this list. So number three, Hood Miami. So I got the neo soul one at number five, the 2000s alt rock at number four. We got Hood Miami. The next time they come down here, number three. Outcast. Number two, Outcast. And Outcast only. You can bring out the Dungeon family if you want, but that's what I want. I want Big Boy, Andre. I need them on the stage just ripping it up. That's it.
hey,
They got
Andre 3000 to get over his shit and just
hey,
he's like
bruh,
hates performing with him. Big Boy's been wanting to do it forever.
I'm telling you, look, listen, give me 15, 20 minutes straight of nothing but Outcast heat, gasoline dreams. All right. Let me go ahead and let me get elevators, let me get Spotty. All right. Let me get AT aliens out here. Like I want all of that. Let me get two dope boys. That's what I want. Let me get that. Let me get Miss Jackson. All right. The way you move. Y'all can have Hey Ya. Y'all, that's for y'all. Y'all can have Hey Ya. He can
Yeah,
perform it.
well, Pharrell must have produced that one.
And y'all can have that. But let me get Outcast up there, 15, 20 minutes of nothing but Outcast going to work. Let us get that up here. Bring the Dungeon family out. Then we can do some more of that heat, right? I want to see Big Gip come up there. Let me get some Killer Mike while we up there. Let me get what's the little short buddy name? I forgot short buddy name with the high pitch. Gnarls Barkley. Fuck, what is his name?
Okay. CeeLo.
CeeLo Green.
CeeLo
Yes.
Green.
Let me get CeeLo Green up there, man. Let's get it. I need that. And number one, all right. Number one on the list of people that I want to see at the Super Bowl. All right. See, because a lot of y'all don't remember this, but prior to what we got going on right now, they used to have themes. They used to have themes at the Super Bowl. It was the pop. That was when Justin Timberlake was a titty snatcher, right? They used to have a little group that came together and did all kinds of stuff. We saw Dr. Dre do it with the whole West Coast G-Funk joint, right? Well, the number one thing I want to see at the Super Bowl, right, is what I call the theme of, are you serious? Are they really letting us get this shit off right now? All right. And I just want y'all to tell me if y'all can see what the theme is. See what the theme is. Number one. All right. This is number one. All of these acts on stage doing a thing. All right. Let me go ahead and get R. Kelly up there. All right. R. Kelly can get up there and do work. All right. Diddy.
Via
We can
Skype.
get Diddy out here. All right. We can get Diddy out here. Let him get some of this shit off. Okay. All right, we could get Tory Lanez. Let Tory Lanez go ahead and get a couple of his songs off. All right, are you serious? Yes, let's get Tory Lanez get some of this off. All right, Fetty Wap. Let's let Fetty Wap get some of these tracks off. All right, my niggas take their money just to spend it. Let's get Fetty Wap out there too. All right, go ahead and throw that up there, and let us get Mystical. What Mystical at? Shake your ass, but watch yourself. Right? We can have the Are You Serious? Super Bowl halftime show. R. Kelly headliner, Diddy, of course, the second headliner, Tory Lanez, Fetty Wap, and Mystical. They can be the whole the little opening acts. All right. Anybody want to tell me what they all got in
Oh, these
common?
are just the openers.
Right. This
Is Bill
is it.
Cosby going to come out and do a comedy set?
Hey, listen. We can- let me get the Are You Serious joint, right? And if we want to up and cover, we can go ahead and get my boy Sue Surf. Sue Surf can come out here and do a couple of acts too, right? Anybody want to understand? Anybody want to guess what all of them got in common? Right? Anybody? So, hey yo, Cuz said the assault tour. Come on, dog. Hey, let me get this
Presented by
right
Miramax Pictures.
here. Hey, I'm telling you right now. That was it. Put baby on. Hey, yo, put baby on under the seat. Come on, dog. This is what we doing. Nah, listen. They can get all of their songs off over JPay. All right, we can get all of them on their visits. All we need to do is get them those phones. Get them phones. Put some money on their books. Yes,
I'm here
we
to
will
tell you right fucking now, though. If R. Kelly, if they were to helicopter that motherfucker into the Super Bowl and he hit, my mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yeah. He hit one of them motherfuckers. Them bitches would be throwing panties at the stage. It'd be the best Super Bowl you ever seen. Yeah, people don't. Mother, you think all them ladies really burnt? You know how like people keep CDs and cassettes? There's grannies and mamas. Shut up, dog. I done got the dog. With fucking, we got hundreds of them things, man. How many kids you think were born to that shit, man?
Oh man. Oh my god. Hold on. I'm over here crying laughing at this bullshit. Oh, that man broke out into the bump and grind. Hey yo, come on, dog. But we could call that the NFL Are You Serious halftime performance. R. Kelly, Diddy, Tory Lanez, Fetty Wap, Mystical, all of them boys rapping over prison phones. We could get them out here. We could have C Murder open it up for them. We could all have them just play their music and then have a microphone plugged right on up into that joint and let them slide. So that's my top 5 list of what I want to see. All right, who's saying no to any of that? All right, who's saying no to any of that? G, who's saying no?
We're tuning in. We're tuning in for that. I would like to add the Dream. He could do a couple songs for your first group, the fifth group, with the Neo and all them. Yeah, that
Neo
fucking.
song?
What's that one song that he had?
What,
Damn, he's got one. Oh, Love Your Girl, I think
Love Your
is
Girl.
what it's
Okay.
called. Oh
Little
my
mama
god,
stay
that song
hood.
slaps.
Yeah, little mama stay fly. Hell yeah. Wife beater with the denims. Hey. Yes.
Keep them heels on high. Yeah. Well, I think that's all plausible. And I thought I was going to give you what I thought they would do, but the whole Jay-Z thing kind of changes it. So I was going to give you like 4 or 5 artists, couple country, maybe a pop, maybe a rapper, maybe a rock person in there to do kind of that whole middle of the country ensemble. But then I just realized if it's Jay-Z, maybe it's just the Beyonce country. Maybe she has a second album coming or something. So maybe we get the Beyonce country show.
I would die laughing if they were like, we need a country artist, and Jay-Z got her to go out there and do Cowboy Carter. I would die laughing if that shit were to happen. That would be hysterical.
I would say they do like a Jelly Roll Morgan Wallen, but I don't know if Morgan Wallen's allowed with the thing he had a couple years ago with maybe like a certain rapper, a certain rock, something like that to where it just would be, maybe they have a little rapping, but they've got singing going on and people like off and off guitars and all the whole thing. I don't know. Prince is up there with one of the best ones ever. And he had all the stage stuff, but the guitar and all that shit, a little different than just having the it's a little confusing. I get it, the A minor chain, but I just saw the new Atlanta uniforms. A is what I was thinking the whole time. I'm like, it's not from Atlanta, but anyways, what a conversation.
Yeah, I think they but yeah, I think
Jason Hayes, you're in timeout, dude. What the fuck?
Let him rock. Let him rock. Let him rock. Let him get his shit off. Let him get his shit off. No, I definitely think next year we gonna end up with like a country artist. We might even get Taylor Swift as long as the Chiefs don't get back to the Super Bowl. An old boy ain't on the team. That definitely will work. Hey, Fred Hall, that's what's up. See, that's what's up. Put Rage Against the Machine up there. I would love to see, what's his name, Zach De La Roca. I would definitely love to see him going up there telling everybody, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me, and have the entire crowd losing their damn mind. This is what I'm talking about. We can get Rage Against the Machine up there, have Morello up there absolutely killing it on the guitar. But I think they're gonna swing it back the other way, just because we see so much split from this show here. I think we're gonna end up with a pop star, or we'll end up with a country artist. And that's
the reason I say Jelly Roll and Morgan Wallen is because they play them motherfuckers on every station. They got them on rap station, rock station, country station, whatever. There's not really, I can't think of an outside of those two names, like a single country act that would move the needle. Like, it's a poor time. Like pop, country, rock, you said it earlier, it's all melded to pretty much the same fucking thing, if we're being honest nowadays. I don't know. I guess I'm just getting old.
I have no clue who either one. I know the only reason I know that Jelly Roll dude, ain't he the one who sat in front of Congress talking about the opioid crisis?
Yeah, he's done a lot of that kind of stuff, but he started as a rapper, and then, but he's from Nashville, so then he became a country artist. I was skeptical. I thought he was like another Colt Ford or some shit, but no, he can sing like a motherfucker. He's pretty good.
Okay. I see Robbie Heck Music say, I will play the Super Bowl one day. I hope you do.
We pulling for you, brother.
Yeah, I hope you do. Right?
Y'all check out his channel. He's got some pretty cool songs on there. He ain't scared to get into some political stuff and shit like that, but he's got some dope songs.
I definitely do hope you do go to the Super Bowl. And then I'm gonna screenshot this right here, and I'm gonna tell people that you all in my chat promoting your music. And you need to put me in the liner notes and definitely give me a shout out when you get up there. Because if you get up there and I'll hear you say shout out to the Tiny Hat Squad, then I'm just gonna come back on here and roast you to death. So I'm letting you know that right now, Robbie Heck. Like make sure you get up there and don't forget where it all started, baby. But yeah, that'll be fun. I just thought that was hilarious. That boy really broke out into the R. Kelly joint, son. That shit had me down. I'm over here crying, laughing at that bullshit. I'm gonna need you to never break out of the singing bump and grind when there are two grown ass men listening to you over here.
Well, I felt it in my soul at the beginning, and then about halfway through, I was like, "What am I doing?" That's when we just trail off with it.
Right. Oh man.
But let me address this. Jason Hayes says country music doesn't move the international algorithm. I would probably tend to agree with today's shit, but I would say that's definitely not true historically. Like country tours, like artists when they're cutting their teeth, historically toured all over Japan, Germany, et cetera, you would not believe how big, like Keith Whitley and Dolly Parton and shit are bigger in Scotland, and
right.
So it's maybe more than you think, but I wouldn't know about today because, like, I don't even know if you can call 90% of what you hear today country music. Just like Tiny was saying about rock, and I'm sure hip hop heads say about some of the mumble rap and things you get today. It's just it's a new era. Time moves on, but nowadays you get your traditional country or your gangster rap or whatever the case may be from independent artists that aren't necessarily on labels or big people. And there's huge people. Like it sucks when they sell out. A lot of times people will sell out, but there's some cool country names out there. Sturgill Simpson, et cetera, et cetera.
Is Hootie from Hootie and the Blowfish still out here singing?
Oh God,
And
Darius Rucker.
Yeah, his name Hootie. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
Hootie,
Nobody else.
Darius, whichever one.
That man ain't Hootie. I don't give a fuck what he called himself. All right, his mama called him Hootie. Mama call him Hootie. All right,
Better than the Blowfish, I guess.
I guess. I don't know. Listen, as long as they don't come out there next year with the Dave Matthews Band, I'm straight. I don't know no country artists, so y'all will have to tell me whether or not one of them bands go out there and do work. I'm not gonna say anything about them, but we'll see. I definitely thought that K Dot did a good job, but we'll see where that goes from there. You got anything else? We've been going for about an hour. You got anything else that you wanted to jump in on?
We've about covered it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. The top 5 Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, listen,
Picks
I'm
for
starting
next
that
year. We'll have to
petition
run that back when we get closer.
I'm starting that petition right now, baby. Just go ahead and get me my top 5. That's all I need. That's all I need. Let me get the Are You Serious? I need the Are You Serious Super Bowl halftime show. All right, we got technology. The boys can do all of their dance routines and they prison blues and they prison oranges.
I mean, we might could flesh out the "Are you serious?" a little bit more. Like,
nah, that's what I need. I
that's
need
probably
those.
bad. You know what? I just thought about that,
those
and the
5.
first name that came to mind, I'm like, I'm not even gonna. No, it's not worth it. You did a good
Nope.
job with it.
Nope, because I skipped over one too. I was like, I'm not bringing that one out here, but we gonna go ahead and let that shit go. All right. Anyway, listen, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody on the timeline. If you're on the timeline, jump over to YouTube, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We here every Monday night. Shout out to everybody who jumped in here with it, and of course, shout out to my boy G for stepping in. Of course, my beautiful co-host, the FSU Harley Quinn, was having some technical difficulties, but she'll be back. I feed her. She'll be back. She'll be back next week. We'll be back in here again. We're gonna get in here and get this work done. Hey, Fred Hall, ain't nobody listening to Cypress Hill in 2025, bro. All right, Be Real was cool and all. Ain't nobody listening to Cypress Hill in 2025. Get your shit together. All right,
Man, so bring on Lil White.
The fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Anyway, everybody like, subscribe. Make sure you here. We'll be here again next Monday night. Tiny Hat Gang, we out. Go Noles.
Oh shit, we could break South Park Mexican out of jail. We close the show off on that. I know you heard some South Park Mexican back in the day. He's on the list.
First off, fuck Bama in the road tide. Fuck Tuscaloosa in every city that's close by. Bitch ass hillbilly redneck fans. Auburn almost caught y'all slacking like dress pants.